My name is Odell. I left the Navy as a first-class gunner's mate, E6. I joined the Navy in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Never seen anything larger than a farm pond at the time. But 6 of my high school buddies and I went down one night while we were still in high school and joined the Navy because there wasn't a whole lot to do there at the time. My key thing to join the Navy is that my family had been in the Navy for several generations. My father was in World War II. And I was sick of school, didn't want to go to college, decided it was time to go do something else, and joined the Navy in 1966. From there, we all left, all 6 of us, left for boot camp in San Diego. One of the things that helped me in the Navy, more than anything else, was that years before, not only my father had been in the Navy, but another man that had a great influence on me, my scoutmaster, was a first-class boatswain mate in the old China Navy. He ran boats up in China during the 30s, and then he was on the battleships during World War II. And this boatswain mate spent so much time with me as my scoutmaster and taught me how to tie knots, how to splice ropes, how to handle myself in different situations. When I went in the Navy, a lot of the guys immediately go to mess cooking duty. I could tie every knot they needed, I could splice any line they had, I could do anything they could do on deck already from being a Boy Scout. I never had to mess cook, I never had to do any duty like that at all. I immediately moved up to higher level duties to where it kept me out of a lot of nasty stuff. So all in all, the experience that I had in the Navy, especially in Vietnam, was extremely positive in my life in all ways. Where after San Diego, I did a small stint on a destroyer escort in Seattle, Washington, the USS Whitehurst. From there, I was able to go to Gunner's Mate A School in Great Lakes and spent the coldest winter of my life up there. It was cold and wet the whole time I was there, but after completing Gunner's Mate A School, I was then transferred down to the Naval Base on 32nd Street, San Diego, where I was a Master at Arms. At that time, I was a 3rd class petty officer, Gunner's Mate. And from there, I spent a short time. I had volunteered to go to Vietnam on swift boats, and was rejected because I was too young. And so they came back around with your dream sheet again a second time. Again, I asked to go to swift boats in Vietnam. Was told there was no way I could go to swift boats in Vietnam, that I was married and I was too young, and they weren't sending those type of people to Vietnam at the time. So I asked for a destroyer escort or destroyer out of Honolulu, and immediately got my orders for swift boat training in Coronado. So from there, it was just across the bay, gathered my stuff up, called my wife and told her I still had another several months, or weeks, actually weeks in the States before I went over, and she quit college and flew out to see me, which greatly distressed her father, who was Dean of Students at Oklahoma State University at the time. She met me, and we had an idyllic life there for about 8 weeks in Coronado, and went through swift boat training. And I was then put together with the crew. I had a great time training there in San Diego with them. The crew, and I'll tell you this now, we all went through Vietnam, everybody came back. We're still in contact, all 6 of us still are able to get together every once in a while and see each other. From there, Sheila flew back to Oklahoma and got back in university,